This is another installment of the SNL podcast. I'm your host, just some guy named Jay, and we'll be reviewing the Christina Applegate and Passion Pit episode that aired October 13th. And basically, before I even get started, I wanted to say that Christina Applegate, she was somebody that I was planning on putting on my to host list for this season. But when I took her off, I was thinking, she's probably not going to host. Or they're probably not going to have another person from that show host, from Up All Night host, that soon. Since Maya Rudolph just hosted. But I guess I was wrong. They still want to keep promoting the show, and then having her host was a good way to do it. Christina Applegate. I also want to say too that to me. It seemed like she played the Kristen Wiig, the Kristen Wiig parts. Like if Kristen Wiig was still in the cast, and it's almost like she sounded like Kristen Wiig, or like that's what she was going for in a lot of the skits. But I'll get more into that as I talk about as I review the episode. It started off with the cold opening, of course, the vice presidential debate. Taran Killam's Paul Ryan is on point. Kate McKinnon, she did her thing. Kate McKinnon is really taking over, and this goes to show that it wasn't really Kristen Wiig's fault why Abby Elliott didn't get to do much on the show. This is proof. Kate McKinnon and Cecily Strong. It proves that Abby just probably wasn't doing anything, or Abby maybe she wasn't pitching things or pitching the right things because. Cecily Strong and Kate McKinnon, they're just jumping in and killing it, Jason Sudeikis as Joe Biden, that was always good. It also seems that Jason Sudeikis is getting more to do also. I remember it seems like Kristen Wiig, got more airtime. Of course, she got more airtime than anybody on the show during her at least last 3 seasons. But Jason, it seems like he was getting even less airtime than Andy and Bill, and it seems like Jason now is kind of like being shown more, and I guess that maybe had a lot to do with him negotiating to stay, for Lauren trying to negotiate to keep him on the show longer. I guess that's one of the perks in being in more skits. I don't know, but just saying, I'm seeing a lot more of them. The monologue, in my opinion, was kind of real lame. It was like. I like monologues when the hosts kind of get to be themselves, or the host kind of makes fun of themselves, or the host kind of use that time to plug what they're doing, or to really make fun of what you know them for. But this monologue seemed kind of like a skit that didn't make it, and they just kind of formed it into a monologue, And it wasn't really a monologue; it was a dialogue because other people were talking. But it just didn't. It was kind of, what? That's the kind of feeling I got from it. Well, Jason Sudeikis' Dane Cook was real good. The Fruppeteers, the Fruppets. That was a cool little, funny little concept. But I don't know. It just seemed like. It also seemed more of an excuse to have Christina Applegate sing too. She has a nice singing voice, which I didn't know she had. Or maybe I knew she had it and couldn't remember it, but. Yeah, she's okay. She's a good singer. The Gillette commercial, if they're gonna make fun of Jerry Sandusky or his whole situation, I felt like they could have did it better. It just seemed like a reason to do the Gillette thing, and then a reason to just do something about Jerry Sandusky, but it didn't seem like it fit. I didn't really. It just seemed like it was more of a sight gag than anything, just so people would say, "Oh, he's in this too," And it seemed like the audience felt the same way. The audience kind of moaned a little bit. The Californians never really was a fan of that skit. I think it's one of Fred Armisen's weakest. But this one in particular, it was okay. They shouldn't have aired it so soon in the show. They should have did this like way later on. I know they did it because it's a recognizable skit, but the rest of the show was way much better than this skit, and this is kind of a bad way to start it off. Christina Applegate. Wow, I mean, I looked up that she wasn't playing Kristen Wiig's character. I thought she was actually playing Kristen Wiig's character because she sounded so much like her, But she was actually playing a woman named Bree. I don't remember what Kristen's was. I forgot, But yeah, it just this one was cooler because Taran Killam brought a little something to it with the little gay thing he was doing. And this is yet another reason I don't really like it. It just seems like an excuse to just do an accent. Accents are funny. Like like some of these people on the message boards, they say, the accent is funny, ha ha. Like they're making fun of that. Yeah, I don't like it when the accent is the joke. I don't like the jokes need to be the joke, not the accent. Let's see, Tech Talk. I was really loving that skit. That was really good. Especially when the Chinese workers came out and had the little sarcastic remarks. Really good. Fred Armisen did his thing in this one. Cecily definitely did her thing. Handbag. That whole handbag little thing that was said, that was good. They had some really good jokes. They should have actually led with this skit, in my opinion. I liked it, and I think they should do something like this more. They should do skits like this more often. The commercial, the Give Us Back Our Daughters movie, that was good. I like it when they just have a bunch of when they do a bunch of impersonations and skits. I like it. Everybody did their thing in it. Christina Applegate as Uma Thurman. I noticed her hands were real big, and I was thinking, did they make her hands real big because Uma Thurman has big hands, or does Kristen Wiig? I mean, does Christina Applegate have big hands? It just seemed kind of. They noticeably big. I know Uma Thurman has big feet though, so I guess that's. They didn't really make a joke about her hands, but I guess just the sight, it was another sight gag. Take a Walk, the song by Passion Pit, isn't. I mean, I don't watch too much television. To be real with you, I kind of catch highlights on the internet and things like that. Because I'm to be real with you, it seems like television is becoming a dying medium thanks to the internet. Internet's killing everything actually. Radios and newspapers are going to be a thing of the past before you know it. But that Take a Walk song, didn't that seem like it sounded like a commercial, or it sounded like they use it for an NBC commercial or something like that? Or doesn't Christina Applegate's show you play that song when they're doing a promo? I don't know. It sounded real familiar like that. Weekend Update. A lot of people don't like Seth Meyers on Weekend Update anymore. And each time they get on there, they say, "Oh, this was the worst. This was the worst. This was the longest. This was the worst." But in my opinion, Seth Meyers has been doing great on Weekend Update for this season up until now. This was kind of the more weaker Weekend Updates. His jokes weren't really hitting. He wasn't on fire. He just didn't have it. I think the jokes were kind of a little stale. And I seen Pedrad's Arianna Huffington. I enjoyed it. She always does her thing. It just seems like Nasim Pedrad is just a younger Michaela Watkins. I feel like if Michaela Watkins was still on the show, she'd be doing all the things that Nasim is doing. Except for playing the younger characters. Well, Nasim. What's her name? How am I forgetting her name already? And just said it. The woman that got fired. It does seem like. I forget. It'll come back to me. I'm kind of losing my train of thought. Let me keep it moving. It was good. Kenan Thompson did Jean K. Jeong. I don't really like his. I really didn't like it that much in the past, but this one was kind of funny. They should try to make that into a skit, though. I mean, it's cool to have it on Weekend Update, but I was thinking maybe they should make it like a Jean K. Jeong thing. Maybe they should. I don't know. Try to make a skit out of that some kind of way. If they could take his character and take it on the road or take it on like in another setting. I don't know. I would like to see it. Like at least see them try. The siren skit, I definitely liked it. You know the Greek mythology skit thing, and how I like how they were singing like songs from the '90s and stuff. That was something, and the jokes they were making with that, I liked it. It also seemed like another reason to give Christina Applegate another reason to. Oh yeah, Michaela Watkins, yeah, that's her name. that was bad. Anyway, Christina Applegate, he gave Christina Applegate just another reason to sing. It was pretty funny. I enjoyed it, plus it's giving Jason Sudeikis more things to do. And Cecily Strong, oh my God, she is amazing looking. The Halloween ball thing where Jay Pharaoh got the walk his Daniel Frye, Principal Frye skit out again. I really don't like that character that much, but I think this was the best one out of the ones he's done. Out of all those principal skits he done, this was the better one. They had more jokes. The joke wasn't Jay Pharaoh's breathing problem, because it seemed like the first one, it was the breathing problem was pretty much, it seemed like they polished it up a little bit. I like this one. I like this one the best. Christina Applegate, like I said, playing the Kristen Wiig in this again. I like what she had. I liked it. I just liked it. They had more jokes. Like I said, I'm not going to say much about Passion Pit. And then the dance studio skit, like I said, it was another Kristen Wiig thing. I could just picture Kristen Wiig playing that dance teacher, But this was kind of good. It wasn't, it was okay. It was good to have this at the end of the show. Wasn't really a strong skit, but it wasn't really bad either. This is my second favorite episode this season. Well, I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. It seemed like the Joseph Gordon-Levitt and the Daniel Craig, they had like stronger skits, some of them, but it seemed like those episodes had a lot of filler in them too. I say the season premiere and this one, it was pretty much the better ones of the night. Of the season. And that's basically all I want to say. Christina Applegate, it was an enjoyable show. It was just enjoyable. Weekend Update was the weakest link, and plus the Californians, that was the weakest link of this episode. And I would like to see Christina Applegate host again, because she seemed real comfortable. She seemed like she was a cast member. Yeah, actually she seemed like she was a cast member, Kristen Wiig. But yeah, she really did her thing. I was really feeling it, and I would like for her to host again. I know if Up All Night is still running, I guess Will Arnett is next up to host, but I'd prefer to see her again. I want to see Will Arnett host anyway, but I definitely like to see Christina Applegate come back. All right, and that's all I'd like. Excuse me, that's all I'd like to say. Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.